I've made over $12 million selling digital products, and it's mostly been amazing. It's created a financial future for me, financial abundance. I'm a single mom, so it allows me to be home with my daughter for, most of the time, very present. And it's generally amazing. Running a digital product business is, for the most part, incredible and well worth it. However, there's 10 things that we don't talk about as an industry, as a digital products industry, especially those of us who are successful. Like there's 10 things that we keep to ourselves, 10 things we don't talk about. Like I think of it like the dark side and like the dark side of selling digital products. And it's what no one tells you. And so I am just going to be, the goal of this video is not to discourage you because this selling digital products has changed my life. And I would do it over and over and over and over and over again. But I think we need to balance the truth about how exciting it is, how incredible it is, how life-changing it is, with also the truth of some of the cons that you might not expect. And it's just trade-offs. Everything in life has pros and cons, right? So it's not to say don't do digital products. No, I'm saying the opposite. Like go do digital products, sell hundreds of thousands of them the way I do because it's amazing. But just know what you're getting into. And so I wrote down 10 things that no one tells you about selling a digital product that I think you should know. And I'm just going to share it with you so that you're not surprised the way I was. You're not taken off guard the way I was when my business took off, because I was very taken off guard when my business took off, and I don't want that for you. So, okay. I think one of the hardest things for me, number one, is that your in real life friends will at best not understand what you do. So your best case scenario is that they have no idea what you do. Your worst case scenario is that they think you're a scam artist. And there's everything in between that spectrum. But the best case scenario is that a lot of my friends have no idea what I do. Even my close friends, like they just have no idea what I do for a living. You guys know what I do for a living, but my in real life friends don't know. And so it's hard to not be understood in your profession. And I wish we talked about it more. Second thing, and this is the real, is that you're going to have to learn way more about business than you ever expected. Like true business, true scaling, like the shit they teach you in school, you're going to have to learn that way more than you ever thought, way more marketing than you ever thought. Like you are going to have to become proficient much more so than you probably think if you're at the beginning of your like digital products journey. You have no idea the amount of business stuff you're going to have to learn. This is going to be a learning experience of a lifetime. The other thing that you're probably not realizing, but I can tell you, is that selling things for $27 is just as hard as selling like high ticket things for $70,000. I've done both. I used to do in-person, like in one-on-one intimate coaching for $70,000 a pop, and I sold those all the time. And then I switched to low ticket. It's the same hard. It's just as hard to sell something for $27 as it is for $70,000. The difference is in the delivery. So first of all, delivery wise, you don't have to, once you make your digital product, you can sell it over and over and over again. Versus when I was doing the $70,000 things, I'm having to like service each customer. The other thing is, when you're in the 70,000, like when you're in the high ticket world, it's a very feast to famine where you make a sale and you're feasting, and then it's very hard to land another one. So then it's a long time between getting paid, which is stressful. But and we'll touch on this again in number 6. The hard and the low ticket is how many freaking sales you have to make. Like traffic is your game, and I'll talk about that in a minute. It's a bitch. And so in some ways it's so much easier to do low ticket, and I'll never not do low ticket. Like it's freaking amazing. Don't get me wrong. This digital product world is amazing. However, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. Fourth, the thing that I wasn't expecting, but is such a dark side of our industry, is the amount of people that steal and resell my products. You guys, people rip my products off all the time. They buy them, download every video, do a chargeback so they get their money back, and then they list them on like third-party sites. And we do a really good job of taking them down so they don't stay up for long. But man, like there's just no shame. I pour my blood, sweat, and tears into my products. I work so hard on them to make sure they're amazing for you guys. And people just steal them. The intellectual like theft in our digital product industry is insane. I'm sure, if you've been doing this long enough, you've experienced it too. It's insane. Here's a real one. No amount of revenue is ever going to be enough once you've had a taste of success. Like once you've had a little bit of a like, oh, that was a great sales day. Like you did $10,000 in a day or something like that. It's never, ever, 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 ever enough. And you know that it's never going to be enough. And it's fine that it's never going to be enough. Because for me, the goal is not the revenue. That's not the goal I'm chasing. The goal is the journey, having fun, just seeing what I can build, seeing what I'm going to run $100 million business when I don't know, but I'm very much on track for a $10 million business per year. And I'm going to be running a $100 million business per year. I'm only 30. I've got tons of time. But if you don't understand that the numbers will never be enough, you'll be chasing for it to be enough and you'll be very disappointed. I just had my biggest month ever, $650,000 in 1 month cash collected. And I'm already like, okay, how do we get to $800,000 per month? Because it's not about the money. It's about the achievement and just the fun of building, to be honest. I love building. Okay, along the lines of traffic, number 6, getting traffic is a never-ending game. If you're in the low-ticket digital products business, you're in the game of getting traffic. That's your biggest problem. That's the number one thing that you need to solve is getting traffic. So it's never enough traffic. Getting traffic is the name of your game. Just FYI, just so you know that, getting eyeballs on your checkout page is your most important job. Number 7, this is an in-person, real-life friend thing. If you're good at what you do, people will never stop asking you how you did it. But then when the amount of people who actually go implement and do what you recommend is few to none. So you'll get very tired. If you're good at it, people are going to start asking you how you're doing it. And you're going to be so excited to share with them what you did and what you figured out. And then they're not going to do a damn thing with it. And it's very frustrating because you took so much time and you were so excited for them and they had a good idea and all of that. And they're just you want their dream for them so much more than they do because you've actually experienced your life being changed and they haven't yet. And so you are going to have to deal with the fact that you are going to give advice and maybe 1 out of 100 people will actually do something with it. So just be prepared for it. It sucks because you want them to change their life. And they just aren't until they're ready. Number 8, you're going to have to get way better at math than you ever thought you would be. Just like business, but math, especially if you're selling digital products, especially if you're in the low ticket world where you're selling things for $100 or less. Math, profit margins, data, your best friend. You have to learn these math stuff. You have to learn it. But here's my pro tip. Use ChatGPT. We used to have to do all this math in our heads, and we know how to now. But ever since everyone started using ChatGPT, because we can just have ChatGPT do it. So pro tip, use ChatGPT. Yes, it's good to learn because you kind of know what to put into ChatGPT to get the answers you're looking for, but don't do all the legwork. Let ChatGPT do what it can. But you are still going to have to know a lot about math. It's more than you think. You will certainly have, this is number 9, you will certainly have seasons of true passive income where you are not doing anything and you're making money. But if you're doing it right, it will typically always be almost passive, but never quite fully passive income. And the reason for that is, so my business, it kind of goes through seasons where I don't really work at all. So, and I'm about ready to go into a season of that where I'm going to be traveling a lot and I'm not really it's summertime. I'm going to be traveling as much as I can this summer and into the fall. And so I'm going to be working a lot less, right? But then, and I'll make the same amount of money during that time. So in that sense, it is, in that period, it is very passive because I'm not doing anything and I'm making the same amount of money as I do in the months where I work a lot. But then if you're doing it right, you notice that it slowly starts to atrophy and you need to build it back up. And so that's why I say it's almost passive, not fully passive, because a fully passive revenue stream has exponential growth into the future indefinitely, like the stock exchange, right? Where you put money in, it's truly passive, and then it grows and grows and grows, and it grows more. the kind of business like this where you're selling digital products, you can certainly go through seasons where you're not working and you're making money, and they're awesome seasons. I had one of those, a pretty long one when my marriage fell apart like 3 years ago. I really wasn't working. I was taking care of myself. I was taking care of my brand new baby. I was grieving. It was awesome. Like that was an awesome passive income season to have because I really wasn't working at all and I was fully financially taken care of. But eventually, like you want to work again. That's the other thing is like you want to work again. It's nice to take a couple months off, but then you want to like get back into it. But then the other thing is like you kind of need to get back into it because if you're attuned enough, you can see that certain data points you pay attention to are dipping a little and you're like, oh, we got to get back in the saddle here. So the dark side of a passive income business is that there are seasons where it's truly passive, where you're making money and doing nothing. But it's never going to be quite fully passive if you're doing it right and you're not trying to kill your business. And then finally, scaling a digital products business isn't always glamorous. I think this is true though of every business. I think every business, when you scale it, it's not as glamorous. Like you hear $650,000, but and that's my last month, right? Where I made $650,000. That's amazing. That's the biggest month we ever had. But like, I've been scared so much this month. We're investing in a new event. So I'm doing an in-person event for the first time. That's insanely expensive. I don't know why events are so expensive, but they are. Like, it's freaking nuts. Event centers have no business charging what they charge for these stupid things. Like, why am I paying $10,000 for curtains? Someone explain that to me. Those of you who are coming to my event in October, like, I need you to look at every detail and appreciate it. I want you to look at the carpet. I want you to look at every freaking light. I want you to pay attention to the microphones. I want you to pay attention to the music. Everything that happens at my event, I want you to look at it and I want you to pay attention to it because it probably cost me $10,000 individually. It's insane. So it's fun to scale a business. It really is. Like I'm honestly having a great time, but it's scary. And like this is a 300-person event. My event next year that I like want to do is going to have 1,000 people at it. We have to have it at an actual convention center next year. And so like this shit is for real. We spent $250,000 last month on ads. Like my weekly credit card bill for the business ads is $65,000 a week. And so that's great while it's working, but there's always that fear, right? Like, my gosh, like $65,000 every week is due. It's a lot, you know? Or like, I have so many dear friends and family members who are employed by me who pay their bills because of this business, right? My sisters work for me full time. My mom's the professional event planner, so she's helping me plan my event. My dear, dear, dear friends like who work for me, like it's all reliant on me. And so I think that in some ways it's incredible. Like we're going to probably have, if not a $10 million year, very close to a $10 million year. And that's glamorous. Being able to travel as much as I want to this year is glamorous. The financial comfort and stability that I have is glamorous. But some things aren't, and they're not talked about enough, which is why I'm talking about them here with you. But here's what I will say. All of that being said, that is the dark side. That is the truth. But the flip side is everything else I have in my life. It's like what this business allows is the life I have. It's being able to work with my friends and family whom I get along with very well. It's being able to be very present to my daughter, to take her on trips around the world, to live right on the ocean the way I like, right on the beach where I do, to make the charitable contributions that I get to make and I find to be so meaningful, to help the people that I help, right? All the people who write into me literally all day long. I'm not even exaggerating, like between all my platforms, all day long, you guys send me messages and it's so humbling. Just sharing the difference I'm able to make, leaving comments, sending me Instagram DMs, writing reviews on my website, like all the things you guys do to let me know that my work has meaning to you is why I do what I do, and why, even though, yes, like there is such a dark side, there is stuff that we do not talk about and should talk about, overall, the message needs to be that it's worth it, and I would do it over and over and over again. This is the thing that lights me up. This is the thing that gives me joy. And I'm going to be doing this until I'm like a 90-year-old lady, I promise.